Good morning, friends. Welcome in. It's Friday Funday here on the Income Stream, episode 205. 205 days straight of fun and learning and community. Thank you so much for being here today. We got some stuff to give away. We're going to play some games. We're going to spin the wheel, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. So thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Say hello to your friends here if you're here live. If you are here watching the replay, hashtag team replay. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate and have a good time.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
All right. So, quick housekeeping item. I have to leave 5 minutes early, so we're gonna end at 8:55-ish. I'm going to be on television this morning. I'm going to be on a news station. Which news station, in fact? I'm not even quite sure. But I'm going to be interviewed based on the Netflix movie, The Social Dilemma. And I'm going to be talking about some of the principles behind that and how we can perhaps combat social media and some of the negativity within it. And my take is that there's a lot of positive that can come, in fact, from social media. And although we are, in fact, being fed things based on just ads and what would make the most revenue for certain companies, I also think that we can use these tools for good. And especially when you have kids and they're growing up in this environment where these tools exist and there's probably more like it coming, we want to equip them with knowledge so that they know exactly what they're getting themselves into, and also how to be disciplined and how to use that too. So that should be pretty cool. I'm excited about that. And Michael says, do you have any idea when brand standing will be available? I'm not exactly sure. I definitely need to reach out to the founders. And I also noticed that my accent lights aren't on in the background, but it's okay. I'm going to do a ninja move when I spin the wheel a little bit later. But a couple things. Number one, thank you again for celebrating with me this week. Episode 200. I got a very nice card from Grandma Goody here, as well as some nice other goodies and Starbursts and other fun things. Thank you, Grandma Goody, for the package. I opened all of it yesterday. Thank you for the book, by the way, and the kind words you said about our puppy. For those of you who don't know, we lost our dog Gizmo 3 weeks ago. It was really tough. I didn't really post about it or mention it very much. I mentioned it here, I think, once, and thank you for your kind words. It's been really tough on all of us, in fact. But on a brighter note, I'm really excited because today it is Friday, which means we got the wheel with us. And I want to start here. I'm not even going to spin the wheel. I want to start with gratitude. This is something that we try to fit in at some point during the show on Fridays, and it's something I want to start out with. And it's something that I start every day with, in fact. So I'd love for us to share just one thing that we are grateful for right now. I'm going to give some of you a shout out. Even you who just left a thumbs down. Yeah, I see you. Thank you for helping with the algorithm, by the way. But let's turn that frown upside down. Hopefully you'll have a better day. And whatever is bothering you in your life, hey, if you want to reach out, I'd be more than happy to help you. I appreciate you. So tell me what you're grateful for. I'm grateful for a number of different things, but I want you to pick one of those things. I am grateful for firefighters. Absolutely. Although we are not directly affected by the fires here in California, we are very close to them. We were about 50, 60 miles from the nearest blaze. And of course, in Northern California, it's getting hit very hard, from the redwood forest to all the way down in LA and even in between San Diego and LA. And I just want to say, if you happen to know a firefighter or somebody like that who's putting themselves on the line for the safety of others, I'm completely grateful for, and I think they should be recognized more often than they are. Whenever I see a group of firefighters at like a Starbucks or at a restaurant, I'll often tell the waitress or waiter, hey, can I just buy coffee for all of them? Or I might pay their bill or something. And I don't do that to get any recognition. In fact, I do it anonymously most of the time. And I just recommend that if you happen to see some firefighters around you, give them some extra love, because they definitely have been putting their lives on the line. A few lives, in fact, have been lost from the fires and ablaze here in California. So let's see. Camille says, morning, I'm grateful for my family. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's see. Oh, no, I can't. I'm seriously going to cry. No worries, Lex. We're all good over here. Send that guy with the thumbs down to the castle at My Castle Life. Send him to the dungeon. I'm grateful for coffee. Yes, indeedy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm grateful for good mental health. Mental health is precious, says EJ. Absolutely. I'm grateful for wonderful virtual friends. Thankful to you and some other influencers for opening my eyes to new opportunities for my company and for SPI Pro. Thank you for being a part of SPI Pro, Michael. It's been a lot of fun to connect with even more people in there. Michael says, used to be a firefighter slash paramedic. That's awesome. Thank you for what you've done. I'm grateful for our home where I feel warm and safe and at peace. I'm grateful that today is the last day of virtual learning. My high school freshman gets to go on campus next week. That's really exciting. Thanks to all the teachers who've done a great job adapting to COVID times, for sure. I mean, all of September was dedicated to teachers here, and I'm continuing to support teachers here as well by donating and buying whatever is on their wish lists. I can't do that for everybody, but every couple days I find somebody who needs some help, and I try to just pay to help them along and get supplies for their students. So anyway, thank you for sharing what you're grateful for with me and with each other. I appreciate you for that. And if you're watching the replay, just think really quick, what's one thing that you could be grateful for? I think it's important to think about these things while things are crazy. And of course, the election coming up and the end of 2020, who knows what 2020 has in store for us still. It just seems like once we think all the craziness is over, there's more craziness that happens. And it's that gratefulness that can sandwich some positivity in between the negative stuff. And hopefully we can fight through and stay together through all that may happen. So again, very thankful for you. Our giveaway today, we're going to give away 3 signed copies of my book, Superfans. If you haven't read Superfans, awesome. You now have a chance to learn how to get Superfans. Not followers, subscribers, or readers, viewers, listeners, but Superfans. People in your brand who will continually fight for you, support you, market for you without even asking. And this book, I've signed a number of them, and we're going to hand out 3 of them to 3 lucky winners. The way we select the winners are, I collect names. We either land on giveaway here on the wheel, we play some games, and I just find some standout or random names that pop up during the challenges, and I just might throw a name in there every once in a while anyway. And we put the names into the wheel of names, and then we randomly draw and select those 3 winners. So there we go. I gotta take my coffee break while it's still warm. So why don't we not wait any further? We're gonna spin the wheel, and I'm gonna turn the accent lights on at the same time. I'm going to see if I can spin the wheel hard enough to give me enough time. This is challenge number 1. Here we go. 3, 2, and... Yo, giveaway. Hey, how perfect is that? Yay, the lights are on. Okay, cool. So the way that I choose these is I simply just scroll through the chat and I find just where the cursor lands, and we add those names to the list. So I'm going to scroll up and down. Here we go. Cool. We got Arthur Reynolds. What's up, Arthur? Good to see you here. I'm going to pop your name on the list. Whoopsies. Arthur Reynolds. Boom. Next up, I'm going to go. Bernard said, "Let there be light." We're going to go Lex the CPA. Family is forever, indeed. Thank you, Lex. And we're going to go so fast giveaway. Yes, right in the beginning there, which is pretty crazy. Camille. What's up, Camille? Great to have you here. Camille Tyler. Awesome. We got 3 names. So far, y'all have a 100% chance of winning. But, of course, we're going to add way more names on there. And there's a few other games that we're going to play. But let's spin the wheel once again and see what happens. All right, question. So the way this works is for the next 3 minutes, you ask questions. I will answer rapid fire as quickly as I can. Just type in the word question in all caps, and I will do my best to rapid fire answer these bad boys. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go with as many as possible. Lex says, stop the names. All right, so whatever questions you have, I'm just going to answer really quick. No whammies, no whammies. Oh my gosh, dude. That was one of my favorite shows. Press your luck. Big money, no whammies, no whammies. And then those little like troll characters sort of on that wheel. I always tried to go, okay, what's the pattern? What's the pattern? And I think there was either a documentary or some YouTube video about a guy who figured out what the pattern was, and he just won every single time. Michael Short says, what or who are your favorite influencers? So let me see if I can pop this question up. who are your favorite influencers right now? A big influencer for me is Ramit Sethi. Tim Ferriss has always been up there for me, and I also consider Elon Musk one as well. Not maybe in the sense of social media influencer, and he's like, touting these other products that he doesn't own. Obviously, he owns SpaceX and Tesla, and he talks about them and such. But I really admire his brain, not just how genius he is, but how far removed he is from the idea that things aren't possible. He knows things are possible. We just need to break things down into first principles, which is a physics-like approach, and that's how he's been able to build a lot of these things. And I want to take a physics-like first principles approach to some big things like education, and I want to reshape that, and that's why he is a big inspiration to me right now. Bernard says, how do I deal with customers that do not understand a basic shopping cart system? The number one way to do that would be to show a quick video on how that works. So having trouble, click here and I'll walk you through it. And of course, make that video 30 or 40 seconds or a minute, something really short, very clear as day, and make it happen. So that's the easiest way to do it. And it's a great resource to have as well if, in fact, somebody emails you and you can just send that video back too. Question, how do I upload and sell my audiobook on ACX? Well, we talked about audiobooks last week or the week before, and it is a process for sure. We need to make sure that our MP3 files, which are for our book, are something that is abiding by the rules. There are some special things that you have to say. There's some special formats that you have to come out with in terms of how many kpbs is it and all that sort of stuff. Just follow the instructions there. It is very step-by-step. The easiest way to do it, if that is your question, is to find somebody who can help manage that project for you, who has experience uploading through ACX and having it distributed on Audible. Pat, what is a good way to start investing? I would say just start with perhaps something like Robinhood, or I don't know if Webull, but one of these apps that can allow you to invest in fractional shares. And I think learning from retail investors on YouTube and definitely studying how things work, I would recommend following a person like David Lee, who is not a trader, but an investor. The difference being somebody who looks for companies that can grow 10x over time, over years, and investing in those companies now and looking for disruptive technologies. For example, if that's something you're interested in, and there's many other things you can invest in. I'm not a CPA. This is just my own opinion, but that's kind of where I would start. And then finally, question from Dawn. Have you researched social media negative effect on kids? I haven't extensively researched it, but we know that exists, from everything from bullying and how much it affects girls more than boys, especially with the sort of cyberbullying, and also habits and how bad habits can be formed, especially for kids who have access to these things all the time. I dropped something. All right, great round of questions. Let's spin the wheel again. Story time, story time. So, speaking of bullying, when I was a kid, I was bullied quite a bit. Even though I was born 11 pounds, 12 ounces, as you can tell, I haven't grown much since then. That's a big baby, by the way, if you don't know babies. I set a record at the hospital in New London, Connecticut. That's where I was born. I was born in Connecticut. Anyway, I had some amazing friends in school in Connecticut, and then between second and third grade, I moved to San Diego, and I didn't have any friends, and because I was pretty short, and because I dressed funny or whatever, I always seemed to be picked on. Thankfully, I found a good few friends that really supported me and were always there and were also super nerdy like me. In high school and in middle school, I found those people in the band, and that's where I really had my uplifting moments was in band. And I remember specifically, I would be sitting in the trumpet section, because I played trumpet, which is the far back row. So not marching band, but in wind ensemble or jazz band. I was always in the back row. In the back row, it's the trumpets because we're the loudest, so we have to project our sound over everybody else. And behind us are the percussion, and they're standing. And I remember just some specific days where I would be playing trumpet and I'd feel a flick on my ear, or a drummer would sort of tap me on the head with their drumstick. And although it was fun for them, it obviously wasn't fun for me. And it just really had an effect on who I was and who I thought I should be, and my self-esteem was very low because of it. It definitely affected a lot of the fun times I could have potentially had in some of those places. And so one thing that my wife and I are really doing is helping our kids understand why bullies are the way they are and how much of an effect even a little thing like that can have on a person's life. And so we've been with our 10-year-old and 8-year-old very open about those sorts of situations and sharing my own personal experience. April too was bullied sort of psychologically in high school, and having grown up with those things, it's something that we're definitely sort of sharing with our kids so that they can be prepared or at least understand. And when we noticed that Keone, my son, who's 10 now, when he wanted to check out and start a YouTube channel, we prepared him. We know that online, in fact, bullying is very prevalent, and it's just very easy to hide behind your screen name or keyboard and say some nasty things just for whatever reason. So we taught Keone early on that, hurt people hurt people. When you get bullied online, especially, or anywhere, it's usually because of not you, but because of something going on in their lives. So just be aware that people are going to say nasty things, and it's usually because they're hurting. And so a few months go by, Keone starts his YouTube channel, or we start it with him, and then he's popping up these videos about puzzles that he's doing, and one video goes viral. It's a video that he created a little skee ball game out of cardboard. He cut out circles and would toss a ball and earn points and such, and the ball would roll back down because there's a ramp underneath the box. And there was a comment that Keone came downstairs. He said, "Hey, Daddy, how do I delete a comment on my YouTube channel?" And I said, why? And he's like, well, somebody left a not so nice comment, so I need to know how to delete it. And so I go upstairs and I look at the comment, and the comment said, "Kill yourself." Somebody left a comment on my son's YouTube channel for a video that said, "Kill yourself." And I was livid. I was wanting to initiate an FBI investigation kind of situation, right? But I cooled down. I go to my son because I wanted to know how he was feeling. And I said, how do you feel about this comment? And he's like, "I hope this person is okay." And that moment, April and I were there together. We knew that he understood why that happened, and it wasn't because of him. And of course, there were several other comments, dozens of other comments that were like, "Great job, good job, Keone, well done." And I'm so thankful because we as humans often see these negative comments, especially things very strong like that, and we just dwell on it, and that's what we think of, and we think we're terrible, or maybe this person's right, and the real situation is something was going on. And of course, we taught Keone how to delete those comments. But to turn off the comments, yeah, I know some people go, well, why are you exposing each other? Because these things exist in the world. I would much rather build resistance than pop up a shield that leaves them separated from what in fact happens in the real world, if that makes sense. I want to build their armor up, and I want them to be knowledgeable about the things that happen and why things happen, so that they can be equipped to know how to handle them versus trying to either avoid the situation and maybe never create a YouTube video again, because I can imagine comments like that doing that to some people too. So yeah, very, very happy with the response. Thank you, Lisa. A big win for sure, because that kind of stuff is not okay. Obviously, I was thankful that he responded well, and it was a great lesson and a great story that I can tell you now. But obviously, it's just sickening, right? It's just sickening. I wish I knew who that was so we can help them, honestly. Okay, let's spin the wheel again. Yo, gratitude. We did gratitude already, so we're going to do a giveaway, and we're going to add 3 more names to the list. I'm sorry, Lex, but we want to have as many people have a chance as possible. So I'm going to scroll up and down, get some names in here, and then we're going to go into the wheel of names. Sarah Jones. Thank you, Sarah Jones. Let's pop. Hey, where did my wheel of names go? That was just my desktop. There we go. Sarah Jones. I think there's an H on there. We're going to add, scrolling up. We're going to add Angela K. Sams. And we're going to add one more. We're We're going to add Lowell Brown. Lowell. Oh no, sad about Gizmo. Yes, we were very sad and still are. But we remember all the good memories, and we have his ashes now and did a little ceremony. It was very, very tough, but we are okay. The kids are okay. Kai still talks about him all the time. Okay, let's spin the wheel again. If we don't get brand standing or a game of sorts on the next one, we're going to go into a game no matter what. All right, here we go. All right, brand standing, excellent. Maybe we should just fill in that thing with another thing, and then we can just do gratitude anyway. Anyway, let's play brand standing. If you don't know what brand standing is, brand standing, or BS, brand standing, is a game that allows us to have a lot of fun here on the stream. We pick an industry card, we pick a demographic card randomly, we put them together, and boom, we have to come up with a brand name for them. We have to come up with a company name. And last week on Sunday, I created some special cards because there are some blank cards in here, and I filled them out with things like an online course for blank, or something for YouTubers, for podcasters, and I just started doing a few of those. So I have a few more of those because we didn't get to all of them, and I want to have some fun. And so let's get into this. We're going to do a theme park. So this is the industry card, a theme park for podcasters. And here was one that I wrote. See, for podcasters. I don't know if you can see it. For podcasters. A theme park for podcasters. So what would you name a theme park for podcasters? There's obvious ones that come to mind, right? Like Podcaster Land or something like that. But let's try to be creative. 6 mic flags. That's pretty good. This is actually, I don't know if you know, but this thing right here is called a mic flag. So I don't know. 6 mic flags. All right. A theme park for podcasters. That's what we're going for here. Sorry, I just totally lost grip there. All right, we got coaster radio, rolling tongues like roller coaster, pod coasters. That's a good one. I like that one too. Potting park, road and listen land. Road, like this is, so this must be sponsored by Road, I guess. I like that. Potting park, Orlando Sentinel, listen land, just listen land, Universal episodes. All right, I like that one. Rhino. I'm gonna put you on the list. Rhino Dog 34. Universal episodes. Why that? I like that one a lot. Podland. Let's see. Pod Ration. We're tech. Are we buffering? Audio Experience Studios. Or would the name of the park be buffering? Yeah, we seem to be a little choppy today for some reason. Podcat Park, sit down, no mic, rate and review roller coasters. Let's see, we got Podcast Park brought to you by Adventures. Hey, that's pretty cool. I like that. Spanish and Go, I'm going to pop you on here. Sponsored by Your Amazing Experience. Pottyland. That almost sounds like a bathroom thing. Potty. Pod Green. 6 Mics, Great Adventure. Pat Flynn, get in the feed. What do you mean, Lowell? Like to try and come up with my own stuff? Press Play Park. Audio Wave Splashcast. I like the... Arthur, I like where you're going. I have your name on the list already, but I like the audio wave and sort of like maybe a water theme park. I love that. That's very smart. This is your captain. We're experiencing chopping, buffering. Please stay seated with your seat belts fastened. Okay. Battery. 2 for interview rides. Press play. RSS Fun Park. Nice. Have Mike, have fun. These are good. These are real good. Yeah, let's see what's going on with Okay. We're on the right. We're on the right. Everything should be working the way it should be working. Let's see. How's my internet? Anyway, thanks for letting me know about the buffering. I apologize about that. I'm trying to let's do a quick. Okay. Messages. We'll force quit that. Let's force quit that. Let's force quit that. See if that helps. Let it a little bit. Thought it was my computer. Cool. Coasters for casters. Ooh, that's a good one, Sue. Let's add Sue on there too. Sue Vizcara. Coasters for casters. So far we have 9 names on the list, which is really cool. You guys want to play another round of brand standing while we are here? Why don't we do that? Let's do a clothing label for work-at-home parents. A clothing label for work-at-home parents. A clothing label. That would be... So think about it. We're working from home. Clothes for people working from home. I like this one. Be like sweatpants all day or something like that, right? Don't bother me now, says Jameen. I kind of like that. Don't bother me now. Let's add who said that? Jameen. Everyday shirts, Calvin Recline. Yo, Keisha Paxton, I like that. I'm adding your name on the list too. Calvin Recline. Dude, that is epic. I love that. Stop that, Styles. Dude, I like that. That's a good one too. These are real good. Gen Games. Speaking of games and playing games, we're playing some games right now. Dude, I like that a lot. Comfort Zoom, clothes, I give up clothing. That would be the thrift shop version, right? I give up clothing. That's good. I'm gonna add you on there, Stephanie. Stephanie Hansen. Cool. We got cotton quieter clothing. Cozy Guys says Makeup by America. Casual Thread says Lowell. PJs Anonymous says Bernard. Sweat suits. Ooh. Zoom wear. Business on top. Peter Peter Carroll. I like this. I like this a lot. Dude, you guys are so good. These are so funny. Jamie says, "What kids? No pants are us." I think it's still important to wear pants, especially if you have kids, so I don't know. Let's see. Home Boss, Unkempt Khakis, Zoom Clean. A little bit of a branding issue there, probably. Unless it's another line of product from Zoom. Snack Outfitters, Running Errands, Kids I Need Tech Help Clothing Company, Pants Free Zoom. Sorry, I can't guess. It's all good. This Old Thing. You remember This Old House? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, April. Great to see you here. Can't Compete. These are great, aren't they, Dustin? These are so good. I'm so happy. You guys are incredible. So amazing. Buffering again. Yo, what is going on? Turn off your gaming Wi-Fi, Pat Flynn. You know, this is the time when all the kids start their Zooms. I'm curious. Should we, is it that bad? Is it buffering so bad that I need to do a reset? What I can do is I can close Ecamm, reopen it, and hope that it'll bring me back to the same feed. Should we try it? Is April live streaming somewhere in her house? No. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't see any buffering. Instagram live. No, not so bad. Okay. If it gets terrible, obviously we can do some stuff. I'm wondering if maybe Dropbox was doing something. No, it wasn't doing anything. Okay. Cool. That was a lot of fun. Let's spin the wheel again. Yo, story time once again. Let's tell a more positive story here. So I remember when I went to my first conference. This was back in 2010, Las Vegas. It was called Blog World Expo. And at Blog World Expo, this was like the premier conference in the online space at the time. Thousands of people, all the biggest bloggers were there. This was before like being a YouTuber was like a job. This was before social media really started to, I mean, this was at the beginning of Facebook and the beginning of Twitter, back when Facebook pages were like all the rage. And I got invited to this little meeting before the event started. And it was my first live in-person mastermind group ever. And this round table of people, there was about 20 of us in there, included people like Leo Babauta from Zen Habits, Darren Rouse from ProBlogger, Chris Guthrie from howtomakemoneyonline.com, Yarrow Stark from Entrepreneur's Journey, like the big names of the time. And I was somehow in this room. And I remember going to this event and just being on this high the entire time, being around all my favorite bloggers and celebrities. And it was really interesting because we were going around the table just talking about what we were doing, and Smart Passive Income had only been around for a year and a half. And honestly, I didn't even start collecting an email list yet at this point, because it was January 2010 and I had just finished building a lead magnet to incentivize people to come on my email list. So I was still in the early stages. Yet, when I told my story about getting laid off and starting this website to help people pass an architectural exam, I look around the room at all these people who I admire, and they're looking right back at me, and they're smiling, and they're getting into the story, and I'm telling the story. And it just showed me how powerful a story can be. We talked about storytelling earlier this week, and this was one of those moments where the story itself impressed people so much with how I told it and the before and after and how it's changed my life, that 4 or 5 of those people came up to me afterwards and had asked me to come on their podcast at that time. So there was a number of different butterfly effect things happening at the time. Number one, I was invited by a friend to go to this event. I was very afraid of going to events. And remember, this was before I started speaking and understanding the power of meeting people in person. I was somebody who always wanted to be behind the screen and behind the scenes. So I go and I meet all these people, and it was an invitation from a friend. Number two, another person who knew that I was coming said that they were going early. And when I asked why they were going early, because the event didn't start until a couple days after, they said it was because of this mastermind thing. And I asked, remember we talked earlier in the week about asking, I asked, how might one get involved in something like that? And so I hear back a day later, and this person who I asked said, oh, why don't you come along? Because he knew my story and that I was sort of up and coming in the blogosphere. So I was able to get a seat there. And then the idea of being able to tell my story at this time, and then allowed me to introduce myself to a number of new people at the same time. So number one, I stepped out of my comfort zone. Number two, I asked for something. I asked, how might one get involved? I didn't say, hey, can I come? I just said, how does a person get involved with something like this? And that spurred the idea for this person to sort of invite me. And then number three, the aspect of storytelling within this was very powerful, because then it turned into, oh, such and such interviewing me on their podcast, to be introduced to several even more people, and to have that sort of chain of events happen in that way. So was really, really thankful for that opportunity, but it was definitely something that a lot of people, I've told that story a few times to people in person, and they go, wow, you're really lucky. And that's a reaction that often I get when I tell many of my stories. But all of my stories include a moment where I saw that opportunity and I took it. And I just want you to consider that the opportunities are always going to fly by, and some are better than others, obviously. But how many opportunities are we letting go of because we're either too afraid or too nervous, or we don't feel like we fit in? And I want you to understand that the truth is we can't predict the future, but the one thing that we can do is, if we do nothing, you're going to get nothing. So hopefully this story inspires you, and it takes you back in time 10 years to the early days of blogging and Pat Flynn and who I was and how shy I was, and yet how important it was to step outside the comfort zone, to meet people, build relationships, and be good at telling my story. Cool. Awesome. Let's spin the wheel. Question. All right. Rapid fire questions. We're going to go for 2 to 3 minutes. Whatever questions you might have, I'm just going to go rapid fire into them. What's up, Martin? Good to see you. Bernard, Start at Flame, the unpopular mom, Grandma Goody. Thank you so much for all of your support. Grandma Goody says, one of my favorite verses is make the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Not getting there, but it applies. Nice. Props for putting yourself out there and getting out of your comfort zone. Thank you, Kimberly. Indeed. Okay, questions coming in. We're going to go rapid fire as quickly as possible. Spanish and Go says, have you been recording some of your regular YouTube videos using Ecamm Live lately? It looks really convenient considering you can hit pause to collect your thoughts. I didn't even consider the pause component of that, but I have. I don't know how you knew that, maybe because it's literally the same setup. But yeah, I'm actually using Ecamm Live to record my videos. So the camera feeds into the computer. I hit record on Ecamm Live, not broadcast, but record. And because I can actually sort of flip screens on the fly every once in a while, and even add a little surprise like this, I can not have to edit that later. And it's been really cool, especially for things like, hey, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. I don't have to edit these files or GIFs in. They're just kind of baked in already, which is really neat. So I think that I'm going to continue to do that because it's making it definitely a lot easier. But the idea of hitting pause in between thoughts is even more interesting. Thank you. Thank you for that. Question, best way to celebrate that 1 millionth download happening this weekend. Yo, Martin. Congratulations on 1 million downloads of your podcast. Tell us the name of your show in case people don't know where it is, and definitely celebrate this. And I would do something that you want to do. I think that also thanking your subscribers, or maybe even creating a video for them, popping it on social media, thanking your listeners, and that could be a fun, neat little way to celebrate. But I think that you should just take time out for having worked so hard and do something that you want to do. Maybe go play around a golf this weekend. Maybe go DoorDash a cake to celebrate, even if you're on a diet. Maybe not. We don't want to fall off the rails there. But dude, that's epic. However you feel you should celebrate, you should celebrate. The most important thing is celebrate. Samson says, how did you come up with the names of your books? So Let Go was one that came very quickly because Let Go, my first book published in 2013, has multiple meanings. I was let go from my job, but I also had to let go from who I was supposed to be, or who I thought I was supposed to be, in order to grow into this new space that I was getting into, which was entrepreneurship. So I had to let go of my years of schooling and conditioned to believe that that's who I was supposed to be. So that came fairly easy. Will It Fly actually came after the book was written, and after most of the book, at least the meat of the content was written. When the title came, Will It Fly, eventually I started to connect all the pieces together and include a story in the intro about my son throwing paper airplanes and how hard it was for him to learn how to fold it because he was rushing it. And it wasn't until he slowed down, got some help, and validated his ideas that he was able to create something that actually would fly. So that came after. That came as a result of a 1-hour brainstorming session with my mastermind group, throwing around literally hundreds of ideas and just having them ask questions more about the book to hopefully land on something. And that name, Will It Fly, came in the last 1 minute within that 60-minute call. I have to give credit to Roderick Russell, who is a sword swallower, hypnotist, and entrepreneur, somebody who was in our mastermind group at the time. He really nailed it, and that was really helpful. Superfans came as a result of just what it is that I was talking about, and I wanted it to be something that people could just know what it was about right away. So Superfans, boom. This is what it is. This is what it's about. This is what you're going to get. Thank you for that question. All right, one more question. Would you be flagged for using song lyrics from a song to tell a story or relate to your topic? Not the song or music itself, just reading the lyrics. I don't necessarily think you would be flagged like automatically like YouTube can do, because YouTube has algorithms and machine learning that looks for similar wave patterns and all these things to discover, oh, this is the same song as this. But if a person who owned or was concerned about the rights of those lyrics and they happen to stumble upon your video and then they happen to report it, then you could have a similar issue. But in many cases, just saying the lyrics and also giving credit to where those lyrics are from may work. I'm not a lawyer or an attorney or a CPA, any of that stuff. So that's just what I think is what would happen. I think, and Sherry says words are copyrighted for sure. So there's this idea of fair use, right? On how are you using these words? Are we using these words and selling them in some way, shape, or form? Are we using these words to support, much like a quote, a body of work that we might be doing? That's where it starts to get a little iffy. And I think Sherry is an attorney. Am I right, Sherry? You are in law, or I think. Anyway, definitely something to research for sure. Definitely something to research for sure. Cool. Let's spin the wheel again. A little soft spin this time. Question. We just did questions. So what we're going to do is do either.io. Yay! So a little manipulation of the wheel, but hey, it's manipulated me in the past. So we're going to play either.io. Either.io is a fun website where there is 2 answers, and you just pick the answer that you prefer. And I'd love to see where you're at with some of these things, and also where we stack up versus the 1 million+ people who also voted on the same thing too, right? So here is our first go. Are you team blue or red? Would you rather never be able to say thanks or please? So which would you rather never be able to say? Would you rather never be able to, and you have to never say this word again. Which one would you rather never say again? I would rather never say team red no matter what. Yeah, Sherry knows what she's talking about. So would you rather never say please, or would you rather never say thanks? For me, in my thoughts, I definitely think it would, imagine somebody does something for you and you can't say thanks. If somebody did that to me, I'd be flabbergasted. I think I would much rather be okay not saying please, because the thank you is the last thing. And plus, if you were to say please, can you please hand me the coffee, and then you don't say thanks, not only were you polite in the beginning, but it's just you didn't finish it off. I think red for sure. Red for sure. I'm gonna hit red. Let's see where we stack up. 1.2 million votes. It's got to be red. Okay. Wow, dude, that's high for thanks. They would rather not say thanks and say please. Wow, that's kind of is that selfish? I don't know. But I like team red on that one. I think everybody here is red. The unpopular mom says, I'm at neither. No, that's not how it works. You have to pick one. Scam use of flabbergasted? No, that was a good use of flabbergasted. What are you talking about, Lex? Okay, let's do the next one. Would you rather be known for something good, for example, being a really wise person, or be unknown for something great? Ooh, like curing cancer. Wow, this is a big one, because you either do something so-so, you maybe don't get so well known or so famous, but you are known for something good, or would you rather accomplish something incredible, something that changes the world, but people don't know it's you? Now, it's interesting because I would imagine that most people are going to say red. And in my case, I'm going to lean toward red, although I'm a 3 in the Enneagram, and it is something that getting recognition fuels me. Having people tell me that they are getting value or that I'm helpful makes me want to help even more. That's one of the personality traits of a 3. But for my kids especially, and for the rest of the world, I would much rather solve bigger problems. As long as I was taken care of, perhaps, then yeah, red for sure. I'm going to say red. I'm going to say red. This is a hard one, though, because I think we as humans are people who we want to feel like we're a part of a group. We want to feel like we belong. And without recognition, that sense of belonging is gone. That's just sort of an inherent trait of a human being. I'm going to pick red. 69%. Yeah, most people pick red for sure. Switching to red, says Kimberly. This is an interesting conversation piece. However, I really like questions like this. We're going to do one more, but I got to go off the screenshot because not all of these are family friendly, by the way. Some of them are like, would you... I'm not even going to say. This is okay. This is a good one too. 3 in a row that are actually quite funny and friendly. Maybe not funny, but would you rather essentially be a hoarder or a compulsive cleaner? This is an interesting one too. Are you team blue or are you team red? Right? I said blue because I believe you want others to emulate our actions, and I think things would be better, but this is hard depending on the situation, right? Most would say red, but most people want to receive some recognition. I agree, Ryan. Okay, so would you rather be a hoarder or compulsively clean? I think, personally, I think this one's easy because for the benefit of others around you, especially hoarding, number one, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this, right? When you hoard things, you're continually stacking on to what you already have. Number one, you're going to run out of space. Number two, it just might be, I've seen hoarders on TLC before. It's just not a good situation, right? Is it TLC, AMC? I don't know. And you could keep going, right? There's no end to hoarding. For me, being compulsively clean, I think that would mean if things were absolutely clean, there is a stopping point, right? And I might, go back and clean the same spot again and again, but it would eventually get to the point where, okay, things seem okay, and that would benefit others too. So I'm gonna go red. Stephanie says, I am blue, but I'd rather be red. Confession, I hoard a little of my daughter's baby clothes, but I guess red. Yeah, I think we need to unpack this definition of hoarding, obviously, because there's different levels of it. And I think, collecting your kids' baby clothes and keeping them, I think there's sentimental value there. I don't think that's hoarding versus the disease of hoarding and really, truly, like, hoarders level status, like on television. I'm gonna go with red. Okay, yeah, by far red. Okay, these are kind of fun. These provide interesting discussion points. Let's see. This is a good one. This reminds me of the one where it's like, would you rather have a penny today that doubles for 30 and you get 2 pennies tomorrow, 4 pennies 3 days from now, for just 30 days, or would you rather get $100 now? And the obvious answer to that one is the penny because of compounding interest. But this one is just more, are you patient? Or would you rather have $100 today? And there's a lot to unpack in this one too, because let's say you get $100 today, you could invest that sooner or use it for things that could provide you joy. Or would you rather delay that joy and get it's $1 a day for 200 days? Red, I don't mind saving. Really? There's so many reds here. This is interesting. Because we're doing the math, right? Would you rather have $200 or $100? But imagine $100 that could be invested today. Imagine $100 that could buy you or get you that extra meal or something now so that you can have more joy now versus delaying. I don't know. This is an interesting one. Flip that money fast, right? You can then invest $200 and make more. Yes, but you lost 200 days of investment time, right? So imagine 200 days go by and all of a sudden this stock or mutual fund that you wanted to invest in absolutely skyrockets. Well, you missed your window of opportunity. To me, it's blue. It's blue because to me, time is worth more than money. You could double $100 in less than 200 days. Agreed. So I'm going to go blue. There's no wrong answer here, by the way. This is one that I think would spur some sort of quarrel of some kind here in the chat. But I think we're okay. I'm going to go blue. But maybe that's because I'm confident in the idea of taking this money and being able to do something with it sooner. And I hope this doesn't show that I'm a little impatient either, right? You could drip feed by investing $1 per day. True, dollar cost averaging, right? So this is interesting. But I'm going to say blue. And maybe it's because I am impatient. Cool, 62%. Now, I think we all know the answer when it comes to the penny situation. If you were to double a penny and double your how much you make every day, even within 30 days, you'd make way more than $100. So that is just a beautiful example of just compound interest. Okay, let's spin the wheel. We only got 3 or 4 minutes left. Like I said earlier, I have to leave a bit early because I have a television spot that I have to get ready for. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart my computer because I think it might be buffering a little bit for whatever reason. So Dawn says, blue is more risky, so you are willing to do it. That's doubling. Wasn't part of the comparison here. Compound interest. Yes, indeed. Cool. That was fun, actually. We need to do more of those because those, I love the conversations that I'm seeing in the chat when we have those come up. So anyway, let's spin one more time. Hey, how perfect is that? Giveaway. So let me add 3 more names here. Super great discussions today. Who got you to the TV spot? Could it be Brittany? Yes, it was Brittany. If you haven't listened to the latest episode of the SBI podcast, she's my PR person. She can teach you how to get on TV and other places like that. Let's put the unpopular mom onto the wheel of names. Let's see here. So do I owe you a mouth thingy? Geeks Life, what's up? Yo, thank you so much. So do I owe you a mouth thingy? There was a time when I didn't forget to do it. We just didn't select the new one yet. So I'm going to give myself a pass because we did it on Sunday too anyway. Let's see. Sarah Dawn. You're not super bad for buffering right now. Did I add Sarah? No, I haven't added. There's 2 Sarahs on here. Sarah Dawn, and let's add one more name, and then I'm going to... And remember, I'm giving away 3 copies of my book, Superfans. Let's go to Scattered Languages. A lot of new names today. That's kind of cool. I like that. Scattered Languages. I like that name. So 17 entries. So quite a good percentage. Do you owe us 10 to 15 jumping jacks? Here's what I'm going to do, Dawn. I'm going to do 15 jumping jacks during the outro for you. Just for you. So how about that? Sweet. So here is the list. We got Scattered Languages, Sarah Dawn, the Unpopular Mom, Peter Carroll, Stephanie Hansen, Jen Games, Keisha Paxson, Jameen, Sue, Spanish and Go, Ryan, or Rhino Dog 34, Lowell, Angela, Sarah, Camille, Lex the CPA, and Arthur Reynolds. Cool. Okay, so let's spin the wheel. Good luck, everybody. We got 3 copies of Superfans that we're giving away, and they're signed. Shut your mouth when. I don't think I missed one. But how about we'll do it. We'll add on another one next week, right? We'll add on an extra one. If you really feel like I didn't do that, you might be right, in fact. Anyway, let's spin the wheel, y'all. Let's spin the wheel. I did say the secret word for today, though. I know I said it. Lex called me out saying it was kind of a cop-out way of saying it. But anyway, Jameen. Congratulations, Janine. We have a winner. Wow, a lot of confetti going on there. I'm going to remove you. Let's spin the wheel again if the confetti will just get out of the way. There we go. Awesome. We got... Oh, there's a close one. Oh, Lex. Lex, the CPA. Welcome in. Appreciate you for being here. I see you in here every day, Lex, my friend, as well as many of you. But congrats on winning. And let's go one more time. All right, we got Jameen, Lex the CPA, and finally, Lowell. All right, Lowell Brown. Woo! All right. Hey, congratulations, and all the winners, please send an email to pat@patflynn.com. Again, that's pat@patflynn.com. We got Jameen, Lex the CPA, and Lowell Brown. Congratulations for winning, and we'll get you hooked up with that book, and you get to have a chat with Jess so we can get that address and get it sent to you. So congratulations, everybody. Appreciate you. Thank you to the brand new member, Geeks Life in the house. Everybody say hello to Geeks Life. Some good friends over there, David and Luria. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's have some fun. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific again. And we are going to go 8 a.m. Pacific the entire weekend. Tomorrow, I'm going to be reviewing some websites and YouTube channels, and we're going to have some fun and that too. So anyway, no worries. Glad you're here. Anything cameras. And I need to go. Look at the time. Yes, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. I appreciate you. And as always, Team Flynn for the win.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream. All while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
There you go, Don. That was for you. Hey, thank you so much for coming in. Again, I appreciate you. We had a lot of fun today. The wheel was pretty kind to us. And maybe we'll play some more brand standing later. Great games, great discussions. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend. And look out for a new YouTube video coming out very, very soon. A short one, hopefully powerful and helpful. And we'll chat soon. Bye, y'all. Peace out. Team Flynn for the win.
Bruh.